Hello and welcome to Teach It Like You Mean It, a podcast tailor made for intermediate phase educators right here in South Africa. My name is Margaret Botman, and our goal here is to share practical ideas, strategies, and resources that can make us all better educators. Whether you're listening in on your way to school, during a school break, or while getting things done at home, this podcast is for you. In this episode, we are joined by the inspiring Siasanga Ali, who uses her creative talents to nourish young minds. Music isn't just about notes and rhythms, it connects deeply with our emotions. Siasanga will share her insights on how music can enhance emotional intelligence in young learners, allowing them to express themselves and understand their feelings better. Hi, Siasanga.
Hi, Margaret. How are you?
I am doing great. How about you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me again.
It's a pleasure. And yeah, I think let me just let our listeners know that this is not the first episode that we're recording together. And they should definitely go check out our previous episode.
Yes.
Now, to get started with this conversation, I think it's important that we define what emotional intelligence is in the context of music education.
I would say understanding how music can affect your emotions and
Yeah.
how your emotions can be reflected through your music. Exactly. How you sing, how you interpret the songs, your
Mm,
voice, how it sounds. Are you using a happy voice or using a sad voice? So that's how I define it through
yeah.
education.
In fact, interestingly, the other day I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, the way I love music so much, I've got a song for every happy experience,
Mm,
every sad experience
yes,
I've had in my life. I can associate it with a song that I listen to quite a lot during those phases.
yes.
So, how can music help learners articulate their emotions?
So it can help them control their emotions through with self-regulation. So
Yeah.
if they know that a song is a sad song, they know that, oh, we are singing in a slow tone. So now I'm sad. If they know we're singing now, if it's an upbeat song, they know, oh, this is definitely a happy song. So they know we're using our happy voices. They really understand their own feelings and they know how to communicate their feelings when they're performing and they know how to express
Mm.
themselves through music. So music helps them share how they feel through words and moods, and it really always helps them freely express themselves.
Can you provide any examples of how you've seen music improve a learner's emotional awareness?
So through the songs we sing, we
Mm-hmm.
mostly sing songs that are upbeat, based on inspiration and how they always promote positive narrative. So the songs help the learners recognize and understand their own emotions. In another way, it's through fast songs. They know that I'm singing a happy song and it improves their mood within the day. I can't say it
Mm-hmm.
improves their emotions entirely, but
Yeah.
it improves their mood within the day. So when we sing with the model learners, we usually sing upbeat and inspirational songs so they feel good about themselves and they know that, oh, this kind of song is gonna help me feel good. If I
Mm.
sing it like this, I feel better. I feel more inspired. I feel it up. It really changes their whole mood, and it helps them regulate their emotions.
I think you know what one of the things that I love about education today is how we really are incorporating this social emotional learning. Because I mean,
Mm.
back in my day, you know, conversations around emotional regulation and like emotional
Yes,
intelligence, they were
those.
not really a thing. It's like you had to
Yeah,
learn these things as like an adult.
yeah.
So I'm interested in knowing, how do you approach discussions about emotions in your classroom?
So usually I do not single out a learner with a
Hmm.
discussion based on emotions. I do not do that. We usually do it as a group. We
Yeah.
discuss it as a group. I make it more simple,
Hmm.
less pressure. So usually I would use activities where we create our own rhythm. In the moment where we are creating the rhythm, I ask them, now tell us, how do you feel today? You know?
Mm.
So it's a way of putting less pressure and telling us, oh, I feel sad today, I don't feel good. So we just sing it out. We sing it out. So that way, if they're not feeling really good, I will pull them aside and talk to them and ask them why. Why do they feel that way? What made them feel that way? Do they still want to participate in the lesson? But usually,
Mm,
that kind of activity helps them express themselves without
mm.
feeling any shame on their emotions. It helps. I'm not gonna lie, it really does help.
And I think just to add on to this discussion, linking it to the previous question is, are they able to name their emotions? And I say this in a sense that a learner can come to school maybe upset about something that happened at home
Yeah.
or after the break about something that happened during the break. Are they able to actually label their emotions? Are they very emotionally aware, or do you perhaps observe learners just acting out and they don't know where it's coming from? They don't know what triggered them. Are they aware of their triggers?
So that usually varies with age and the grade.
Okay.
So with
Yeah.
the lower grades, I usually see with their facial expressions and body language that this one today doesn't feel like moving. This one doesn't feel like dancing. And they always drift away from the class. So you usually see with
Mhm.
their body language when they're walking
Yeah.
away from the group that, oh, no, something is definitely wrong today.
Mhm.
So they feel a little bit more comfortable if I express myself. Miss Ali, Miss Ali feels quite disappointed or quite sad today. So it makes
Yeah.
them feel like, oh, I also feel the same way too, Miss Ali. So then that way they feel free. But usually they don't articulate their emotions as broad. They're more like, I feel sad. I don't feel happy. It's simple. It's more simpler with the lower grade. But with
Mhm.
the higher grade, yeah, they definitely can. They come straight to me before a lesson, usually before a lesson, and they tell me immediately, can I talk to
Yeah.
you, Miss Ali? Or they will tell me after a lesson or during a lesson when I see that no, this learner doesn't feel good or feels too good. Usually when it's their birthday, you can tell that this one is happy today. So
Mhm.
usually you see with their facial expressions and their body language, but with the older grades, they will come to you and they will express themselves.
Are there any specific genres of music that you find resonate more with learners emotionally?
Usually, you would find out that music like pop music,
Mhm.
rock music, country music, that definitely does resonate with their emotion. Then your music that resonates with an older age group. So with the younger age group, it's definitely upbeat music like your pop music, your country music, and your rock music.
Yeah.
And then with the older group, yeah, they more mature, you contemporary jazz, the hip hop. They love the hip hop. The hip hop
Yeah.
gets them in a very happy mood, eh?
Yeah.
Especially the pop ones, yeah.
What role does improvisation play in developing emotional intelligence? I would, assume that you do have like improvisation sessions every once in a while. And for our listeners who maybe don't know what improvisation is, it's basically when you allow the learners to express themselves through their own creativity. It's never really prepared for or
Yeah.
rehearsed. Yeah.
So improvisation, we mostly use it in the higher grade, grade four.
Hmm.
And instead of the lower grades, we haven't touched on it. We're going to touch on it next term because I need a simpler way to explain it with
Yeah.
them. So with grade fours, I've explained that to improvise, it's when you create something on the spot without practicing. So now I want you to create a polyrhythm with your partner without practicing on the spot. So
Hmm.
we have mostly used rhythm to incorporate improvisation, and it worked with the examples I've given them. They've used what I have done, and it builds a lot of their confidence that they're able to take control of their creative narrative.
And then, how can parents and caregivers reinforce emotional learning through music at home? And I think this is particularly interesting as a parent myself.
Yeah,
I've gotten to a point where now I do look at my daughter and I'm like, I'm not so sure if you should be listening to that type of a song.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You are right. Parents should definitely uh supervise the
yeah.
music that learners listen to because music does have a message. Every
Hmm.
kind of music has a message. So you want your child to be exposed to the right message. So parents can support their children by allowing them to have more fun with the music at home. So you
Mm-hmm.
as well need to participate as a parent. So you know what music they're listening to. So you have control that, oh, okay, no, they can't listen to this. And kids are really, they really influenced by a lot of music lately since TikTok.
Yeah.
Uh yeah, so it's good as a parent to control, okay, we can listen to this. So you dancing with them, you're encouraging them to dance, to sing at home. Even for extra curriculums, you can make them join some extracurricular activities where they're dancing and singing. That way, they're
Mm.
also supervised by another adult who knows what's appropriate, and that way you are fully supporting your child as a parent.
You know, if there's one thing I love about music is how universal it is. And the other day
Yeah,
I was asking someone, there's a Xhosa song that I was listening to, and I'm not Xhosa, but
I'm
I
closer.
found I
I'm
found myself connecting so deeply with the song, and I'm like, I'm
yeah.
carrying this sadness, I'm going with the song, but
Oh
I'm not
yeah,
entirely sure what this person is saying.
yeah,
However, like I feel their emotion in the song, I feel the
yeah.
sadness of the song. And so I'm asking you, what challenges do you encounter when addressing emotional topics through music?
So you do have learners who would the same thing you just experienced, like with the song. You don't know what it means, but the way it sounds to you, it changed your entire mood and
Yes.
emotion, right? So yeah, you do have learners, yeah,
Yeah.
that feel like when we sing a song, like for instance, I don't know, was it this week we were singing Disney songs. One of the Disney songs we were singing was "Do You Want to Build a Snowman?"
Oh,
So, yes, so they could tell me, Miss Ali, from the beginning of the song, it sounded so happy. It
mhm.
was a happy sound. And
Yes, I've
then
heard that song before.
as the song was ending, it was a sad sound. It changed their mood. They were like, oh, she's sad at the end. So they understand. Some of them don't understand that, oh, it's a happy song, then it's a sad song. That's a challenge I'm also facing.
Mhm.
Because you have
Yeah.
some of them, I'm like, now we're using our happy voices and then we're going to use our sad voices. Then you
Mhm.
have the ones who stick to their happy voices, but we're singing a sad song.
Even when the lyrics are sad.
Because the lyrics are saying sad, sad, focusing on sadness. No, but then you hear them singing so happy, and I'm like, oh God, it's a challenge. But then it's a fun challenge because then I can incorporate something fun to make it understandable. Okay, guys, now I want to hear your
Mm,
happy voices, but now I want to hear your sad voices. That means
mm,
we're going low and we're going slow. Yeah,
mm.
it's really fun, but challenging.
When it comes to emotional awareness, I think it's a very interesting topic for me,
Yeah.
especially with younger learners, because I think only now in my adult years am I able to identify and be like, oh, I think I was feeling a certain type of way when I was in grade 3 and I did that thing.
Yeah.
But I did not know how to best express it. And so I often ask myself, like, to what extent can we really say our children are emotionally aware? So, how do you handle learners who may be resistant to music or emotional expression? Like, for instance, kids who perhaps struggle to really go deep and access those raw emotions that they feel. Because sometimes you might find that children are putting on masks of happy all the time.
Mm.
Yeah,
So, with that, at the moment, I definitely still do the same thing. Give them space,
yeah.
be patient. Always, always be patient because you can't just expect them to express themselves freely instantly. It's a process of patience and giving them a safe space to express themselves whenever they feel comfortable. However, if it's an issue that I am struggling with as a teacher as well, I do seek out help from my fellow colleagues. We do have school
Yeah.
counselors at work who deal with learners who have emotional issues or who have
Hmm.
problems expressing themselves. So I do collaborate with other fellow colleagues and ask them, what can I do as a teacher? Or can you help me with this learner who is having a hard time expressing themselves through music? And how can I improve as a teacher myself? So it's through collaboration and asking for help because you won't know everything, you
Yeah,
know.
that's
So
true.
you need
Yeah.
to ask for the help. I don't mind asking for help. I'm that one person. I don't mind asking for help, and it helps the learners as well. to
Mm.
extend their hand to someone else. Yeah.
Have you seen a link between enhanced emotional intelligence and improved academic performance?
Yes. With the learners who have improved their emotional intelligence, it builds their confidence. It connects back to confidence. It connects back to being so confident in themselves. So they feel like, you know what, if I can do this in my music lesson and I felt so good, I can do better in the next subject.
Yeah.
That way, it with that confidence, they feel like they can conquer anything in any subject. And it changes the whole narrative of school, actually, the whole school concept.
Okay, so what advice would you give to teachers aiming to develop their learners' emotional skills through music?
Make sure that you are more mindful and careful about your approach. So the approach you take towards the learner's emotions, make sure you're very mindful and careful because you could destroy the entire experience.
Yeah.
And use fun activities that provide them the space to feel free to express themselves, you know?
Oh, thank you so much, Siasanga.
No problem.
It's been a pleasure to explore the connection between music and emotional intelligence with Siasanga Ali. We've seen how powerful music can be in helping students and learners understand and express their emotions. Remember, fostering emotional awareness is crucial in classrooms today. For more resources and tools to enhance your teaching methods, check out Twinkle Educational Publishing at www.twinkle.co.za. We help those who teach.